One thing about these K-pop idols is that they're always gonna cause a ruckus during Fashion Week, both on the timelines and in person, which honestly, like, the brands love to see it. So Milan Fashion Week just ended, and even though it was pretty short, I still think it was pretty cute. There's a lot of crossover between the worlds of K-pop and fashion. And like, honestly, at this point, it's kind of like a K-pop song. It's here for a good time, not a long time. We have so much to talk about, like how Bang Chan from Stray Kids finally attended his first ever fashion show, and why it actually wasn't for the brand that we would have thought it would have been for, and how Sana from Twice somehow made it to a men's fashion week. And honestly, NCT 127 kind of dominated Milan Fashion Week, and I'll tell you why. And as always, at the end of the video, I'm gonna give you guys some fashion industry tea, but don't be a fraud and skip to the end of the video. Okay, let's get into the K-pop at Milan Fashion Week recap by FashionULT. Jaehyun from NCT 127, which is probably Prada's like favorite K-pop idol ambassador, attended the Prada Spring Summer 25 show. And honestly, it was such a huge moment, you guys. Like, it is still on my timeline days later. Like, I cannot escape this man at Prada. I think this is probably his third Spring Summer show he's attended for the brand, because he attended the 23 show, the 24 show, and then now the 25 show. We love to see the consistency. It's funny because in the past, I've always liked Jaehyun's outfits, but didn't really love the Prada show. But I feel like this time, I love the Prada show collection, but I didn't love Jaehyun's outfit. He wore like this kind of like matching denim set that fit horribly, honestly. It fit terribly. And I was surprised to see him wear like a full Prada denim set, because when I think of Prada, I don't really think of a brand that's known for denim. They're more so known for like their nylon like material, right? Like, at least to me. But they probably did that on purpose to show off the denim collection, which is interesting because the collection they showed on the runway didn't include any denim at all. Like I said, the collection was actually really great. I liked it a lot. I think the styling was like very cool. The use of color was very cool. And the thing with Prada and like Miu Miu, they're done by the same designer, like Miuccia Prada. The thing I like about those brands is that I feel like when it's styled on the runway, it feels like you can replicate the look without having to buy anything, right? So then you can actually like feel like you're participating in the trend without actually having to buy Prada or Miu Miu. Like, that's what I really appreciate about Prada and Miu Miu. This time on the runway, it felt very cool. It felt like very 90s Prada, but in like a modern way, if that makes sense. Like, they had a lot of like oversized, relaxed, like lower waisted trousers, more of these crop tops, crop sweaters. It was kind of like a look, very 90s to me, very reminiscent of the 90s. And the collection had a lot of these kind of like optical illusions, like belts that were printed on and not actually belts. And like the collars of the sweaters weren't actually collars. They were just like sections of the knit that was knit in a different color to make it seem like collars. But yeah, like, everyone's going crazy in the timeline, especially like his outfit like had his stomach showing, like his stomach hair, like, honestly, we love to see it. Next, we have Doyoung, who attended the Dolce and Gabbana show as their ambassador. And at this point, I can't decide whether Prada loves Jaehyun more or Dolce & Gabbana loves Doyoung more. Like, I'm telling you, these brands love them. In terms of his look, I feel like Doyoung wore, again, a very classic Dolce & Gabbana type of look. He wore a vest with these kind of more relaxed pants and the rosary. And the rosary is like very signature Dolce & Gabbana, you guys. Like, at this point, even I kind of want one of the rosaries. So yeah, the look was cute. It's exactly what I thought it was gonna be. But what really stood out was his blonde hair. I can't remember the last time I saw Doyoung with platinum blonde hair. Like, I loved it. And in terms of the runway collection that they showed for Spring Summer 25, again, it was very classically Dolce & Gabbana. It's exactly what I thought they would have shown. They do this very like relaxed and effortless clothing for like ultra rich people who like lounge at the Italian coastline all day, like in Positano, like they're wearing full Dolce & Gabbana. Even though I feel like I know exactly what to expect when it comes to Doyoung and Dolce & Gabbana, I still kind of look forward to it every time. I think it's very cute that Doyoung actually really likes Dolce & Gabbana a lot, and you could tell they really take care of him when he comes to Italy or whenever they fly him out to a show, so I'm really enjoying that. The last member of NCT 127 to attend Milan Fashion Week and completed the Do Jae trio is Jang Wu, who attended the Tods presentation. Not gonna lie, I was a little bit surprised to see Jang Wu fly all the way to Milan just to attend the Tods presentation. And the thing with Tods is that they're a brand that's more so known for their footwear, right? So they don't really, or like they don't ever do these very extravagant over-the-top runway shows. In general, I find Tods to be kind of like a low activity brand. They don't really do like a lot of over-the-top things that I would come to expect from like a Fashion Week kind of moment. I definitely kind of feel like whatever happened or whatever the case was, like SM kind of forced it to happen, or like they made it happen just so all of Do Jaehyun could be at Milan for at the same time at Fashion Week. Like, isn't that so major? Anyways, I'm still excited to see that Jungwoo was in Milan. Again, like I said, he completed the Do Jaehyun trio. Like, you guys, those are my literal kings. When I saw Sana from Twice at the Prada show, I was kind of like, oh wait, I totally forgot that she's a Prada ambassador. The thing is, I feel like Sana, even though she's a Prada ambassador, I don't really see her doing anything with the brand other than like just attending their shows. She actually slayed at the show. Her hair and makeup was actually amazing, and the dress she wore was beautiful. Seeing Sana at the Prada show and being reminded that she's ambassador also made me think about how Prada actually has so many ambassadors. Not only do they have Jaehyun and Sana, they have Somi as well, and the entirety of Enhypen. That's like literally 10 ambassadors, which I was actually kind of surprised, or like I was expecting both Somi and Enhypen to go to the shows as well, because they're kind of jobless right now. They're not really doing anything, right? I don't know, maybe they're, I don't know, a scheduling conflict and they're filming comebacks, I don't know, but I definitely would have expected to see Enhypen there, especially for the men's week. I kind of feel and kind of don't at the same time that Prada has been putting a lot of energy into Enhypen, but I think it's a lot to fly all 7 of them out and style all 7 of them. Maybe they just didn't have the capacity for the show. Probably one of the most major moments, and I know stays all around the world, were heard screaming at the top of their lungs when they saw Bang Chan attend the Fendi show. One thing about it though is that Fendi had him doing way too much at the show, because why did they have him carrying a speaker around the entire time? Like, please, you guys are doing way too much. Fendi as a brand though, they just do too much sometimes. First it was Doyoung at the Fendi show, then they're sending like Hoshi a bunch of stuff to post and like advertise, and then like now it's Bang Chan holding a speaker around the show. Like they gotta calm it down a little bit. Stray Kids Bang Chan attending a fashion show, honestly, is a long time coming, you guys. I know a lot of people wanted to see it. So he attended the Fendi show, right? For me, I was a little bit surprised. Why do I keep saying I'm surprised this, surprised that? What I was surprised about is that I would have thought, or like I feel like we all would have thought that he would have attended a Givenchy show. But the thing with Givenchy is that, I don't know if you guys know, but Givenchy is kind of going through it a little bit, you guys. So their creative director, or like their old creative director, Matthew Williams, recently left the brand. So they currently don't have a creative director. And then also, if you guys probably don't know this, but their managing director of Givenchy Korea recently left to go to Loewe. So they don't have a president for Korea, and they also don't have a creative director. And I feel like that kind of derailed the whole thing with Bang Chan and Givenchy. Right now, the brand is kind of restructuring, so nothing is really going on at Givenchy right now. And so then they kind of pivoted towards Fendi. I know Bang Chan, like he wore Fendi for the W magazine spread that Stray Kids did. Kind of funny that the entire relationship he developed with Givenchy is kind of, I don't want to say it's wasted, but who knows what's going on with that. That also means that Changbin is like the last member of Stray Kids to not attend a fashion show. I think it's time for him to attend a fashion show. What brand do you guys think he would be suitable for? If you're liking this video so far, which you really should be because it's honestly so good so far, make sure to subscribe to FashionULT, your K-pop stan inside scoop on the fashion industry, and where K-pop stans finally join the fashion chat. Okay, time for some tea, you guys. First, I want to talk about how, actually let me do some positive tea. Can we talk about how NCT 127 actually has developed very deep relationships with like these brands that they represent? Like Jaehyun, Prada, like they love him. They have him starring in campaigns, they send him to all the shows. And then Doyoung, same thing with Dolce and Gabbana. And what I really find different about their relationships with these brands is that these brands will actually, like, whenever they have a concert or anything, these brands will actually send them the congratulatory flowers. And you can't say that a lot about a lot of these brand ambassador relationships. Sometimes these brand ambassador relationships with other brands and other idols, let me not even mention the other ones, can kind of feel more so surface level. It feels sometimes very like, oh, come to our show and get the girls screaming outside, but we don't do anything after that with you. You know what I mean? Like, it low-key can feel like that. Okay, time for some real tea. So Gucci closed down Milan Fashion Week and they didn't have any K-pop idol ambassadors attend the show at all. Who's surprised? So for this most recent men's show, I would have thought that they would have brought some kind of male K-pop idol, because one, Kai, their existing ambassador, the existing Gucci ambassador, is currently in the army, so he can't really do anything with them. And two, I think it would have been a good opportunity for the new creative director, Sabato De Sarno, to introduce a K-pop idol that would kind of align more so with his vision of Gucci, as opposed to Kai, which is more so like the previous creative director's vision of Gucci, you know? So yeah, like, it makes me really think. To me, it's either Gucci's just all over the place with their K-pop related strategy, or they're just kind of over K-pop as a whole, which is, it's hard to say really, because for the last Gucci show, the Gucci Laundry show in London, which was their cruise show, they had Lino attend the show. And they also just released a campaign with Hani. But then for this show, I would have thought they would have brought a K-pop idol or like a male K-pop idol. Actually, some people were saying, I don't know how true this was, some people were saying, oh, like Gucci's trying to develop a relationship with Jin from BTS, who just got released from the army, but I don't know if I'm buying that really in Chile, you know? Sometimes fans just say whatever to go with the narrative. But it honestly would have been major had they somehow gotten Jin to attend the Gucci show like very last minute after leaving the army. Like that would have been major, but they didn't pull through with that. So we'll see. Do you guys think Gucci's over K-pop, or their strategy is just kind of all over the place? Let me know. Who is this man taking photos with all these K-pop idols? He's taking photos with Doyoung, Bang Chan, Mingyu, and like even Lisa from Blackpink knows him. Do you guys want to know who he is, you guys? His name is Brian Boy, and he's one of the OG fashion influencers. Like, as long as I can remember, like Brian Boy has been around. And the thing with Brian Boy that I don't think anyone in the fashion industry can deny is that the reason for his longevity in the industry and the reason he's been able to stick around so long is that he really does have a good understanding and perception and foresight into what's trending or what's about to be trending, not only in the fashion world, but I feel like in like the mainstream pop culture in general. Like at this point, I feel like he's so established and has such close connections with everybody in the industry that he's just basically at every show, and he has that access to most K-pop idols in a way that I feel like not other media would be able to access them. Wow, now that I talked about everything, like actually a lot happened during Milan Fashion Week. Let me know in the comments what you guys thought of Milan Fashion Week. Who had the best outfits? Who looked the worst? What show was the best? What show was the worst? What did you think of the week? What was the most shocking? What was the most not shocking? Let me know in the comments, because this is FashionULT, you guys. Like, it is about time that K-pop stans finally join the K-pop chat with their opinions. Your opinion.